Alright everybody, welcome back once again to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to check out another horror short. This one here is called The Shed, and it is by 607 Entertainment. If you guys want to check out this original video from this channel, go ahead and click on the link in the description down below and check it out on your own time. Otherwise, if you really enjoy my reactions, stick around and I will give you guys my thoughts right after. So let's go ahead and jump in here and see what this is about. Let's get scared. Get Resident Evil vibes right there. I like that. Evil within top environments. Sewers. Alright, there's a shed. Oh, he's got blood on his hands. What did you do, man? Jesus. It's a nice jacket he's got. It's a really light body. Don't look like it weighed much, huh? That looked really light, the way he got it off the trunk. You're doing this in plain daylight, man. Wonder who that was that he killed, obviously.
This is Rachel. please leave a message and I'll get back to you. Thanks.
You see all the calls there? Is he calling the dead person? What? Got a lot of calls on that. Yeah, he's calling the dead person. Wow.
What have I done? What have I done? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No way. No way.
Rachel.
Oh man. I get shivers hearing that. Oh my god, it got out. Dang. Or she got out. Sorry, because I'm thinking about like the corpse now, so.
No. 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 No.
What's this?
Hey! Hey! Open the door! Rachel! Hey! Hey! Open the door! Rachel! Rachel! I wasn't thinking straight. But you're alive. You're alive. Come on. We'll work through this. Just open the door. Rachel! Rachel?
Did you say I'm sorry?
Rachel, is that you? Rachel? Rachel, is that you? Rachel? Rachel. Rachel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This flashlight's gonna shut off.
Rachel. Hello.
Rachel, you're killing the poor guy. I think she's gonna kill him with just waiting there.
I'm sorry. It's Rachel.
Ooh. Okay, that got me a little bit. Dang, she killed him she got him back in the shed and killed him in there. It's like that last one I saw. He ended up in the same spot he buried the body. Same thing. Ended up in the shed where he put the body. Wow. Oh, that's a cool effect. All right, everybody, there you have it. That is The Shed. Okay, so first of all, this was kind of a heartbreaking type of situation. I immediately just felt bad for this young man. You know, it looks like this was his girlfriend that he killed. Or after some time, I was just kind of like thinking, okay, yeah, I think it's gonna be his girlfriend because he just kept calling her right after, you know. But the whole time that this film here, but in the beginning of this film, this guy, you know, he is sitting in his car and he has blood on his hands, and you know there's a hammer right on the passenger seat with a lot of blood on it, and clearly he's killed somebody, and which eventually we find out that this was his girlfriend. In the same car that he's sitting in the trunk, he actually has the body in there. And so he goes, opens the trunk, takes the body out, and so eventually he drags the body to this shed that he has in his backyard, which is Rachel, the girlfriend, right? I believe it's the girlfriend. Drags her in there and closes the shed. Now, in the beginning, I actually thought he was going to burn the shed, because I saw like the gasoline little gallons there, you know? And I was just like, okay, gasoline cans or whatever, and I was like, he's going to take those out and just like, you know, or he's gonna dump the gas in there, light it on fire, and it's gonna burn. But no, he just goes into his house, and during the day, he's calling somebody, and as it's ringing, we start to see that nobody's answering the phone, right? And right there, you kind of get a feeling that the time that he's waiting for somebody to answer, but at the same time, you can see it that he's kind of expecting no one to answer at the same time. We immediately get this impression that he's calling the dead person, you know. Finally, we get the voicemail, and it's the dead person's phone. This girl that he put in the shed, you know, Rachel. We get the voicemail, and so he just kind of like is listening to it. And when he hangs up the phone, we see the shot of the phone, kind of, right, and we see all these calls that I was gonna say missed calls, but no, he's been calling her, and that is right there, man. I was just like, I mean, how sad is that? You know what I mean? That's like an intense amount of sad, because, I mean, you're calling a person that you know is already dead. Sometimes, like, from time to time, I've pictured that where it's like, you know, a person passed and you know their phone number, you know their phone. Sometimes, like, you reminisce on the times you would call that phone number and they would answer the phone. And, like, I kind of imagine, like, does a person ever get like the idea that if they call them after they're passed, that they will answer the phone? You know, sometimes I feel like that can happen because of like the pain, the amount of pain that comes over, or like the fact that they want this person back so bad. Sometimes they are willing to do anything they can to hear them again, and they call them through the phone. I mean, I've imagined there's people who have tried to call the person through the phone just to kind of see what happens, or at least to hear their voicemail. That is deeply, deeply saddening. I mean, you guys, real quick, there's this AI thing now where I saw it on the news where people actually talk to their loved ones that have passed, and I thought that was like disturbing in a way. I mean, I didn't even think it was beautiful, and they passed it on there, and they're just like, well, for one, I've seen the ones where like the photo moves and all that, like it comes to life or whatever through AI. But I've seen this just recently where somebody was like on the phone with their dead son, you know, and you can hear the son's voice. I was like, this looks fake, you know. But like the man was like genuinely crying, you know. He was just like very happy to hear his son on the phone, and I was just like, this is unreal. I mean, is this lunacy or what? I was thinking it could be. I don't know. I mean, that's just something you have to respect. If somebody is passed, they are passed. Like there's just no way you can, unless it's something like God related. But honestly, I didn't even get that feeling at all. I was just more like, just seems disturbing. So anyway, I saw that on the news and I thought that was like crazy, So this man here in this short horror film, this young man, he's trying to hear her voice again, and every time he calls, he goes straight to the voicemail and hears her voice. And so eventually he starts to cry and he begins to regret what he did, and he says, "I'm sorry," repeatedly. Eventually he falls asleep, right? And so as he's asleep, he gets woken up by a call. His phone is ringing, right? And so we see that it is Rachel that's calling the phone. And now I was like, okay, this is getting like really trippy. And so he's like stunned. He can't believe that it's actually Rachel calling on the phone. And he hesitates a little bit, before like eventually answering the phone. And when he picks up the phone, like you hear these voices that are really hard to understand what they are saying, like just all these whispering voices, from Rachel. And so as he is talking on the phone there, he hears something behind him. And it's like if Rachel's there, but she's not there, he just hears somebody behind him, like if she's there. And he walks to the window and the shed is open. Like that, I was like, oh my gosh, she got out. The shed is open, and now he's really freaked out. And he walks out there trying to look for Rachel, thinking that she's actually like really alive, but he's just getting a call from a dead person, which is really scary. And he walks in the shed trying to look for her as he notices the body is gone. So as he's standing in the shed, we see that somebody is standing behind him, which is Rachel. And eventually the doors close behind him. And now he can't get out. And so now he's desperately trying to get out of there and, like smacking the door or whatever and telling Rachel to get him out, and he's apologizing to her and all of these things. And he said that he wasn't right to, do what he did. He wasn't right. He wasn't thinking right at the moment. I wonder what it was, though, that led him to do something like that. Like, was he drunk? Was he really angry at her? It's really interesting to like kind of think about what led to that moment, So all I can hear though is like his pain in his voice, his regret, and just telling her that he just wasn't right at the moment, like he just wasn't thinking right. So I'm really curious to find out, or at least to take a wild guess of what had happened. And I'm thinking they were just they probably got in a big fight, and he just did something like this, Unfortunately, he killed her. So this was very, very sad. And so now this like ghost of Rachel is basically just haunting him now. So eventually he's just kind of like hearing voices around the shed now, and he's flashing his flashlight very nervously, trying to find where she is. And so after a bit of time, I think this kind of took a little long, but after some time, she eventually just kind of jumps out at him, and then we get the shot of the outside of the shed. Clearly, she killed him, And this kind of connects back to that film, Undead Darling, that I just I saw before this one. It definitely connects back to that because this is a killer that was trying to hide a body in a specific area, and eventually the killer, or the person the killer ends up in that same exact spot, and that same exact spot eventually, So I thought that was very connected, and it always happens that way. And like these films, karma just gets them back, and like it's funny that they end up in the same exact position or worse at times, So yeah, after that we just get that shot where justice was served again. The killer got what he deserved, and that was the end of the story. And so at some point here, I was just kind of like, in a way, cheering for Rachel. Not all the way, because I didn't really get too connected to Rachel. I don't know who she was. I don't even know what she looked like. But I was happy in a way that, not happy to see this man suffer, but I was just happy that justice was being served. Where now this man is like, reaping what he sowed and all of that, as they say. And yeah, I just thought this was really good. I think the environment itself, it could have been a little better. Just like when it's the time of day and it looks like just natural lighting, it just feels a little flat for me sometimes. But when it got to the night part of this, in this location by the house, when it got to the night, I definitely kind of started to sink into the film here. I was like, all right, now it's feeling scary, because in the beginning it just felt kind of odd because of like the clear daylight and all of that. Even though like we see this man doing something very negative, like dragging a dead body to the shed, it just felt like that could have been done during a night, a really dark night with like maybe some fog going on around or something like that. Very cold night. Definitely would have added to the horror there, the disturbing stuff that was happening. But it's okay, you know, not a big deal. I mean, I just thought when it got to the night, it definitely improved a lot more for me, and it got a little bit better. But what did you guys think for this film? Did you guys think it was more scary or just more disturbing? What did you guys think? I thought I was actually kind of sad at some points because of what this man was going through and all his regret for what he did. And you know, unfortunately that happened to him at the end. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this with me, and I cannot wait to react to another one of these films, or you know, whatever channel I come across next. But I cannot wait to check out the next one, and I'm very excited. And I'm going to do my best to check that one out at night. So, alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this with me. Take care of yourselves. Peace.